Long time no see. Strap yourselves in because this is going to be a really long video, so hopefully you guys are like working on something. You can play this on in the background or something, or like you're stuck in the car for a long time, or just hope you have a good reason to sit through this whole video because it's going to be a long one. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. This is Gunpla News episode 34 for November 2017, and I skipped last month because I was in America at the time, visiting all my family and everything there. Had a great trip, so that was nice. But then once I came back, it was really hard to adjust. Actually, it took me like 2 weeks to really adjust back to the time here. So hope you guys enjoyed the little break in content there for a while, but I'm back at it now and just got, like over the past week, got like 5 packages of a bunch of stuff. So I have a lot of content that I'm working on for you guys. So please be patient, but there's just a lot of stuff to talk about today. So let's just get into it. Like usual, this is going to be broken up into 5 segments. We have news, talking about some news related to Gundam and Gunpla stuff. Then announcements, talking about all the new kits and figures that have been announced. Updating on all of the new kits and figures that have been announced previously. And then third-party stuff. Actually, don't really think I'll have much in the way of third-party today. There hasn't really been much new really announced in the way of third-party stuff. I'll just very briefly touch on that. And then I've got a few featured kits to share with you guys here at the end of the video. So as usual, the time codes will be down below. If you want to skip to a certain section, you can do that just to check the information section, the description below the video. You can check the time codes for that. So let's just get into it with the news. The big news that I'm really super excited to talk to you guys briefly about is that at the end of this month, I'll be going to Japan. Yes! I'll be going to Tokyo for 3 days at the end of this month, and it is for YouTube related, kind of. It's actually more, it is like for kind of like working, but not exactly for making videos. So I don't want to talk too much about all of the details related to that in this video. So probably, and that was kind of like just decided like 2 days ago. Also, it's something I've been thinking about for a while, but just finally decided to like actually do it just a couple days ago. So I've got to work on just squaring out more of the details and everything about that. And then probably sometime next week, I'll make another separate video talking more in detail about what my plans are for that trip and how awesome and hopefully useful it is going to be for you guys. So stay tuned for that video probably next week. What I will tell you guys now is basically that I'm going to be making a kind of Gundam traveler's guide to Tokyo. So I've already done all that kind of in video form, but what I'm going to be working on this time is compiling all that information into something that you can actually have printed out and like actually take with you if you're going to Tokyo. So I think that'll be also like really helpful and useful. So it'll have loads of information. You can download it for free, you can print it off or just keep it on your tablet or wherever. And that trip is going to be sponsored by the folks at USA Gundam Store. So a big thank you to them. I'll be sure to thank them a lot more in the video next week, but yeah, I'll talk more about that later. Anyway, I'm really excited about that. It's going to be awesome. So, moving on. Anyway, the Twilight Axis compilation film has been announced. I don't think it's any really surprise, considering that they were releasing it in just really tiny parts that probably later on they would release it just as one thing. So that has been announced. It will be screening in theaters in Japan from November 18th to December 1st. As well as the Thunderbolt Bandit Flower compilation movie for Season 2 of Gundam Thunderbolt. So that means I'll also be able to catch those in the theater while I'm in Japan, so also really excited about doing that while I'm there. As far as I've seen, they haven't announced any theatrical release, like limited edition Gunpla to be sold at the screening of Twilight Axis. They do have the clear version of the Atlas Gundam to be sold there with the Gundam Thunderbolt, but haven't seen any announcement of like a clear version of the Tristan Gundam or anything like that. That's what you would think, but haven't seen anything so far. We also got some new artwork from Mobile Suit Moon Gundams. This is a new manga, and it shows some really interesting stuff. It shows basically like an EFSF version of the Sazabi there, like in blue. So it actually shows it kind of in one artwork. You can see it there like in the hangar, and it still has like a Sazabi-esque looking head and stuff too. But then on like the cover of the Gundam Ace magazine, it actually shows it there where it looks like it's probably the same mobile suit, but it actually has a head that's more similar to like a GP01 kind of Gundam. So it should be really interesting. I don't really know what the story of that's going to be, but we did also see some other artwork for a Rick DJ, sort of a different version of the DJ. And you can really see the artwork style of the designer, the mobile suit designer from Iron Blooded Orphans. Is one of the mobile suit or the lead mobile suit designer for this manga as well, and you can really see that similar art style there in his interpretations of these UC kits, UC designs. There's also a version of the Arjaja and a similar kind of full armor double Zeta-esque looking Gundam. It's definitely a little bit different, but it has a lot of similar aspects to that too. So should be really cool to see some more about these designs. The designs look really interesting, and hopefully we get some kits out of that. Possibly maybe that'll be like a fully animated series later on, or OVA or something. We'll just have to wait and see, but I like the look of the designs so far. They're pretty interesting. We also got some new Gundam designs from Iron Blood Orphans, speaking of, from the Iron Blood Orphans Gekko manga. We got some new designs here, the Gundam Gremory, the Gundam Voile Yuhana, and the mobile suit Otlinde, I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced. It looks like it's using the Valkyria frame though, so it'd be similar to the Grimgird using that same frame. It may even be the same machine retooled. I don't know exactly how that fits into the story, but the Voile Yuhana, obviously a version of the Voile, I would assume an updated version of that. Not really sure about the Gundam Gremory though. I don't know exactly, again, where that's coming from in the story-wise anyway, but the designs look cool. Kind of doubt that we'll be getting more kits of these designs. I'm a little bit doubtful of that, but hey, 1 or 2 more HD Iron Blood Orphans kits, I wouldn't complain about that. It's okay. And then one more new manga-related thing to talk about. There's a new Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn Band Dessinée Episode 0 manga coming out, and this is basically focusing on the story of the Zeon remnants stealing the Shinanju Stein, so we can see some really cool new artwork of the Shinanju Stein. I really hope that this will lead to possibly a new kit of the Stein. HGUC is kind of what I would prefer. I think a lot of people would like to see an RG version of that. It's like a retooled version of the Shinanju, but I would kind of be more on the side of a nice HGUC Shinanju Stein. I think that would be really, really nice. Kind of doubt it, but one cool thing about this artwork is that it does show the Stein with the active psycho frame in there, so you can see that in some of the pictures. It looks really cool. So if they were able to kind of build that a little bit into the HGUC version, I'm sure in an HGUC kit that would just include basically just like some little tiny part separation between some of the armor or something, where you're probably just using like thin little stickers for that or something, but it could be cool anyway. So my fingers are crossed for an HGUC Stein. We'll just have to wait and see. And then we got some new Expo exclusive kits announced. Master Grade Hyakushiki 2.0 Mechanical Clear is going to be 4,800 yen. The Master Grade 00 Gundam 7 Swords G Clear Color version is 5,500 yen. The HG Strike Freedom Revive Clear Color version is 2,000 yen. HG PG Petite Guy Trans Am Red version for 500 yen, just a Trans Am color version of the Petite Guy. And then the HGUC Zeta Gundam Clear Color version for 1,800 yen. That's the Gunpla Evolution Project Zeta Gundam, the newer HGUC Zeta Gundam, obviously. So those kits will be sold at the Gunpla Expo events, or I'm sure you can get them through third-party sellers online or things like that. And then we also have some new Gundam Base limited models. So these are model kits that will be sold exclusively at the Gundam Base Tokyo, formerly known as the Gundam Front Tokyo, there in Daiba in Tokyo. So I will be visiting there as well, of course, at the end of this month. Really looking forward to seeing the 1/1 scale Unicorn, and then can check out some of these new kits as well. So we have the HGUC Unicorn Gundam. There's one in Unicorn mode and one in Destroy mode. Both of these are metallic gloss injected. Not a fan really too much myself. The Unicorn mode is 1,700 yen and the Destroy mode is 2,000 yen. So these also include a little base there for those. Also, one very slight difference in the design is in the backpack. I didn't actually notice this before until my buddy Ricardo pointed this out to me, but in the backpack on the Destroy mode version, how it has the parts of the backpack that fold out to the side and the second set of thrusters pops out, those are actually on the new kit, they're actually square thrusters instead of the regular sort of round bell kind of type thrusters. So it's a very interesting and very minor change, but if you are really a HGUC Unicorn collector, you may want to sort those out. There's also an RG Shinanju clear color version for 3,800 yen. So this actually looks quite nice. I actually kind of like the look of that. There was a clear color version of the old HGUC Shinanju, and I didn't really like it because it's like kind of sparkly clear, and then the white parts were like that creamy pearl white, and it's like real well ugly. This one I actually think looks a lot better, so don't think I'm really going to be interested in buying one, but it does look cool. There's also the Master Grade Justice Gundam Clear Color version for 4,800 yen, the Master Grade Full Armor Gundam Verka Thunderbolt version, half clear color version. So this is 7,000 yen. It's like half clear color, half like metallic gloss injected, so it's kind of interesting anyway. Also the HGCE Freedom Gundam Revive clear color version, and this one also includes a special little base for that, so this one's 2,000 yen. And then finally the Master Grade Sinanju mechanical clear version for 8,000 yen, so that one also looks quite nice. I have a few of those mechanical clear version kits, but the two new ones, the Hyakushiki 2.0 and the Sinanju, not really sure if I'll get those. Probably not. I don't really like the look of those quite as much as the other couple ones that I have, like the new Hainu and the Sazabi and the Zaku 2. I think those are definitely some of the better looking ones. These ones look pretty nice, but they're well expensive, so don't think I'll end up pulling the trigger on those. As I mentioned before, there is an HG Atlas Gundam theatrical clear version that is going to be sold at the Bandit Flower screenings in Japan, so you can pick that up there while that's screening between, again, November 18th and December 1st, or again, get it through a third-party seller or whatever alternate means, and that is 2,600 yen for that, again, if you can get it there at that price. But you do also have to have a ticket, so actually they kind of get you with this. In order to buy the exclusive material, you have to actually buy the ticket to see the movie. So like if you're actually in Japan, you can't just go to the movie theater and just buy the goods. You have to watch the movie too, and the ticket price is like $15 or something like that for the movie ticket, last I knew. So take the price of the kit plus the price of the movie ticket, and that's how much it actually costs, so pretty expensive. And the last couple points of news here are related to polls on Gundam Info. So Gundam.info had a poll on what should be the next Master Grade Verka kit. Now keep in mind, these polls really don't mean anything at all. They're not binding at all by any means. There's like whatever wins the poll, Bandai doesn't necessarily have to make that, and usually they end up not making that. It's just kind of happened to be that, I think it was last year, the Double Zeta did actually win the poll, and then it actually did end up getting made as the Master Grade Verka kit. So I don't know, maybe Bandai does take the polls a little bit more seriously now these days, but it typically doesn't really exactly mean anything. But the G-Self won for the next Verka, so that would be quite interesting. I would definitely support that. I would really love to have a Master Grade G-Self. The HG kit is just not that great, but it's definitely an interesting design. I think having it in a Master Grade version would be much, much better, especially if it's a Verka. I think it could look really cool. So I really hope that happens, but we'll just have to wait and see. In the poll, I guess there were some other options. Of course, the runners-up were the Gundam Barbatos Lupus Rex, which is very close behind the G-Self. I wouldn't really be too excited about that one, seeing as how we already have a really nice 1/100 scale version of the Rex. Just the full mechanics 1/100 scale kit is already really nice, I think. Of course, it could be improved if it was a Verka kit, but... And then the third place was the God Gundam. I would really love a new Master Grade God Gundam. I would love a whole line of like a few would be nice. At least a Master Gundam as well. A new Master Grade like 2.0 God Gundam and Master Gundam. I would really love that. But the current poll now is for the next MSV MG. So we have the GM Sniper Custom coming out and this month, and that is MSV design. So Bandai wants to know what people think should be the next Master Grade MSV design out. And currently, the winner that is going currently in the poll, you can go to the poll and vote yourself if you want. Current winner is the Saikomu High Mobility Type Test Type Zaku 2. Super cool design. I love this design. There is like a really old 80s 1/44 scale kit of that, but I would really love a new kit of this because the design is super cool. If it's a HGUC kit, a Master Grade kit, or a RE kit, I actually think this would be a really good candidate for the RE line because it's a like really obscure design, and it would be cool to just see that like really detailed but not really all that complicated of a kit in the RE line. I think it's perfect, but Master Grade would be cool too. It'd end up being probably twice the price, but it'd be a really nice kit. Currently following up that is also the Gun Cannon 2 and the Goof Desert Type. Not really too jazzed on those. Those really aren't that exciting for me, but again, those polls aren't binding, but it's just kind of interesting to see what people are into. I'm really glad that Saikomu Zaku, though, is leading the poll. Okay. So moving into announcements, we've got a whole big mess of like figure and gashapon stuff that was announced, and then a whole big mess of P-Bandai stuff that was announced. P-Bandai figures as well as P-Bandai kits. So, and then there's like 4 like just normal new releases that have been announced. So let's get into this. The first thing here are some new P Bandai road bikes. So I think before they had a P Bandai Shars custom road bike like that, I think is what they did before, but they got a couple new ones coming out. The P Bandai Hyakushiki road bike is going to be coming out in May. These are all coming out in May, by the way, so just put that out there. And there's two types. There's a carbon frame and aluminum frame. The carbon frame ones are 355,000 yen each, so that's about $3,500, very expensive. And then the aluminum frame ones are 183,000 yen each, so about $1,800 for the aluminum frame ones. That is just for the whole bike, like everything all included though. It says you can actually just buy the carbon frames just by themselves if you want just the carbon frame, and you'll outfit everything else by yourself. Just the carbon frame can be bought separately for 280,000 yen, so 2,800 bucks for just the carbon frame. But the Hyakushiki one there, as you're seeing, looks really cool. Then they have a few different unicorn variations as well. So the unicorn Gundam, the carbon frame version is in awakening color, so it has the green psycho frame, and the aluminum version is in the just normal pink psycho frame colors. So for the destroy mode, obviously for both of those, where the psycho frame is showing. So carbon frame is green, aluminum frame is pink. And then they're also going to have a Banshee Norn version as well. Again, the carbon frame is in awakening colors, so it's black and green. And then the aluminum frame is in just normal colors, so it's black and kind of orange. So super cool bikes, of course. And I think if I were to ever buy one of those, I would never ride it. I'd never take it outside. I'd just like hang it up on my wall as a display or something, because I guess like 3,500 yen, around $2,000, $3,000 for like a really super nice road bike. I guess it's expensive. It's a lot of money for a bike, but it's not completely unheard of for like a really nice road bike. I don't know about the quality of these though. I think it said, I didn't write it down in my notes here, sorry, but I'm sure, I don't know if any of you guys are really interested in buying any of these anyway, but just for reference, I guess it would have been good to know what the actual maker of these bikes was. I can't remember though, but if it's like a really solid, like high quality company, then the price isn't that outrageous, I guess. But it's definitely not really on my radar. So moving into other stuff here, the metal build Gundam Astray Type F will be coming out, and I haven't seen actually the release date for this, but I would think May based on the next thing here. So I didn't see the release date, but coming up on November 15th is the Tamashii web shop full reveal for this. So that's when they're going to actually have all the full information regarding this new metal build. I love the Astray and the Astray Type F as well. I won't be getting this metal build, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time before Dragon Momoko makes a kit version of this. So looking forward to that coming out later. That'll be really nice. The metal builds are typically very expensive, so I imagine this will be around the $200 range probably for that. But then there's also going to be a P Bandai metal build Gundam Astray Type F with GN heavy weapon system set. So this is going to be the figure plus the GN heavy weapons. So it's a whole bunch of extra weapons and everything for that. This one we do have the price and release date. So this one is set to come out in May. So because the P Bandai set is coming out in May, I imagine just the regular metal build figures, the normal version will also be out in May, probably, if not earlier than that. And if the P Bandai version with extra weapons is 22,000 yen, I imagine just the regular set is maybe a little bit less, maybe 18,000 yen maybe. Again, it all looks cool, but I'll probably just wait for the third-party kit of that. Sorry, bootleg. Anyway, there's also going to be a metal build Gundam Exia 10th anniversary package version out in March for 30,000 yen. Very expensive, but it's a special 10th anniversary version. So I think this is basically just got like some different coating on it, a little bit slightly different colors, different markings, but it's basically just the same metal build Gundam Exia. And so to commemorate the 10th anniversary of Gundam 00 this year, as we've been seeing with multiple releases, mostly in the P Bandai realm, but with the Perfect Grade Exia coming out, that's obviously the big one, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But that'll be out next year in March, actually. Next thing is a Armor Girls project, a Phaz Girl, so an MS Girl, full armor Double Zeta Sentinel version type. So this is a Phaz Girl here, also out in March for 13,500 yen. Very expensive. I really like the look of these MS Girl figures, but they're just so expensive. I would never want to buy one, but they're nice to look at in pictures. They look really cool. This is the kind of thing that I think if I was really into like toy photography or something, I would love to pick up some of those. Next thing is the Mobile Suit Gundam G Frame. So this is a new kind of gashapon candy toys kind of thing that Bandai is putting out. They basically look really similar in terms of their overall looks and capabilities. A little bit similar to the Assault Kingdom figures, but higher quality because they actually have a built-in frame in them. So these are going to be out in February for 500 yen each. There's the new Gundam, the Unicorn Gundam Destroy Mode, and the Sazabi. So there's actually 3 different mobile suits, but there's 6 different sets. So there's a non-action frame set and an action frame set. So the non-action frame set comes with just a very simple frame that's not as posable. I think it's maybe very little mobility in it. And then it comes with all the armor for the Gundam, for the mobile suit, so you can have it like kind of basically just standing there. And then there's the action frame version. So the action frame comes with a much more articulated, much more complicated frame. And it also comes with the weapons for the mobile suit, and then it also comes with a small little bust of that mobile suit as well. It's just kind of molded in black or really dark brown or something. So but the action frame set doesn't come with all the armor for that, so you actually have to get both the non-action frame set and the action frame set if you want to have the armor on the action frame. It's a little bit complicated, but it's anyway, basically, if you really like the look of these, I would recommend just ordering a set, ordering a box that comes, I think it'll come with like 8 or 10 of these in a box, so you'll probably end up getting doubles of a couple of them, but just go in, find a friend to go in with you and just like split the cost and just order a box, and then that way you can make sure you have everything that you want in there. They do look pretty interesting though. I definitely like the look of these more than the Mobile Suit Ensemble line. That's another kind of very similar looking line of candy toys that they have going at the moment. These definitely look nicer, but I'll wait until I see some reviews or some kind of in-hand photos before I get too excited. There's also the Gashapon Senshi Forte Volume 5. So this is coming out in February for 3,500 yen. So I think this is 3,500 yen for a set of these. It's not each. There's the DJ, the Hyakushiki, the Bawu mass production type, the Musha Double Zeta Gundam, and the Destiny Gundam. So it's all very kind of Zeta Gundam except for the Destiny and the Musha Double Zeta. But again, if you're into collecting those Gundam Forte little Gashapon guys, that'll be coming out in February. Also, there's going to be a P Bandai Senshi Forte EX03 Queen Mensa. This is also out in February for 3,500 yen. So this is just the one thing for 3,500 yen. This Queen Mensa definitely doesn't look near as good as the Converge version coming out. So I'll get to that in just a minute when we get to the Converge stuff. But if you really love the Queen Mensa and you want like a little like scale figure of that, I would say just go for the Converge one. The Converge version is actually slightly cheaper too as well. So okay, into the Mobile Suit Ensemble. There's the Mobile Suit Ensemble Part 2.5. So I guess this is kind of like a variation kind of set. This will be out at the end of this year in December for 500 yen each. There is a GM Real Type color version. There is the O-Riser Trans Am color version. There's the Banshee in Destroy Mode Awakening color. So it's the Banshee in Destroy Mode with the green cycle frame. And there is a weapon set. The weapon set is basically for turning, most of the weapon set is basically just for turning the Banshee into the Banshee Norn. So it has the Beam Magnum with revolving launcher, has the Armed Armor DE shield, and the Arm Armor XC for the backpack. And then for the O-Riser, it also has the bigger GN sword there as well. So again, it's the kind of thing I think if you wanted to get some of those, I would recommend just buying a set. Those kind of things, usually if you buy them like just one at a time, they're too expensive, they're too overpriced to buy them just individually. Especially if you're not in like Japan or Korea, if you're living farther away. There's a few P Bandai sets as well coming out. There's the P Bandai Mobile Suit Ensemble New Gundam Fin Funnel set coming out in February for 2,100 yen. So I think the New Gundam, the Mobile Suit Ensemble New Gundam has already been out. But this is a set, basically kind of similar to what they did for the Master Grade New Gundam Verka, where later they released the P Bandai fin funnel set, where you could give it 2 sets of fin funnels and also included a base and I think like extra water slides or something anyway. That's basically what they're doing. They're doing pretty much the exact same thing here for this. It comes with a base and effect parts for the fin funnels, and it also comes with a clear beam saber, so you can use that and you can paint that up if you want to have it actually clear pink. It's just plain clear as it is. There is also the P Bandai Mobile Suit Ensemble EX05 Zanek. This is a very obscure mobile suit from Gundam Victory. I'm actually not really even too familiar with it, but this one is coming out in March for 3,900 yen. That seemed like really expensive, but I guess it's because it does come with like this little base thing that it rides on, and then it has like these effect parts for its backpack. It looks pretty interesting, but again, it's the kind of thing that if you're into collecting the smaller scale stuff, if you're very maybe space conscious for your shelves, it looks pretty nice. Last thing here too, we saw an announcement of a Mobile Suit Ensemble V2 Assault Buster Gundam, but I haven't seen any further details aside from just the prototype that we saw on display there. So again, looks really nice. I prefer the Converge version or just the HGUC version. Actually, the HGUC version of that design is really nice. If you guys have never built that, it's actually one that I would highly recommend. But okay, now let's get into some Converge stuff. We have the Converge White Base out of nowhere, coming out in March for 20,000 yen. Very expensive, or around $200, a little bit less maybe. But it is obviously going to be very large. It is actually like in scale with the other, in scale with the other Converge figures, so you can actually like put other Converge figures inside of it, so it's going to be like pretty big. But this was actually kind of like already out before, and it was like a contest prize. I thought they were doing like a lottery for them basically. But now it's coming out as just a full release apparently. You can pre-order it now on HLJ's website. So as much as I love Gundam Converge stuff, I'm not dropping that much on this. I don't really like the design of White Base all that much, and plus that's just way too expensive. But if you were like really jazzed on that and kind of disappointed that it was just like a lottery thing before, apparently now it's going to be just a full release, so you can order that. But what I'm more interested in is the new EX series. So there's the Converge EX20, and this is the Quimensa, which I mentioned before. This is out in January for 3,300 yen. So again, it's a little bit cheaper than the Forte version. And it looks really cool. This one also is kind of a little bit in scale with other Converge figures. So other Converge figures are like this one, this big, and you can see in the comparison photo there, it's going to be larger. So I really love those. Like I said, I love the Converge EX series. Some of the larger like mobile armors and things like that, they're all really cool. So that one, again, already got that one on pre-order and looking forward to it. And then Converge EX21 is the full armor Double Zeta, out in February, the next month, the following month, for 2,300 yen, so a little bit less. That's still, $20 for a single figure is quite a lot, but the full armor Double Zeta is going to be a little bit more substantial. Obviously, it's much just larger mobile suit in general, and it has the big, huge cannon there. I really wish maybe that they would make a Phaz, a Sentinel version. If I had to guess, that'll probably end up being a P Bandai variation or something, probably. Or possibly even a secret version, like you just open your box and, hey, it's the gray instead of the multicolor one. I don't know, but my fingers will be crossed for a Phaz version of that. There is also a couple more P Bandai Converge items. There's the P Bandai Converge Core Gundam 00 10th Anniversary Set. So this one's coming out in February for 5,500 yen, so about $50 for this set. It's quite a lot, but it's coming with 4 figures. The Gundam Exia, the Dynamis, the Curios, and the Virtue. So this is actually the first time the Virtue has appeared in the Converge line, so that's the only one that's totally new. The Exia, the Dynamis, and the Curios are just having, I think, slightly different colors and different markings is kind of the main thing. They have more pre-printed markings on the figures. So that's kind of what's special about these. So again, if you're like really a big 00 fan, these are going to be coming out for the 10th anniversary of that. And so also there's going to be a P Bandai Converge Gundam Virtue that you can buy just by itself. It's all also still unfortunately P Bandai. And this version, if you buy just the Virtue by itself, it doesn't have the extra markings on it. It's just kind of a standard Converge figure. And so this one is just 2,000 yen just for this. But I actually quite like that. It's pretty cool looking as a Converge figure. I might just keep my eye out maybe this month when I'm in Japan. They definitely won't have it. Obviously, this is out next year in February. But if I end up going to Japan next year or sometime later in the future, I may keep my eyes out for this. If I find it secondhand for cheaper than 2,000 yen, I may pick that up because I like the look of that, but won't be pre-ordering it or anything. Next, there's also a P Bandai Cosmo Fleet Collection Ptolemus. Again, I'm really shit at pronouncing that every time I try, but it's the ship from 00. This one's coming out in January for 1,500 yen, and it also includes a tiny little Trans Am Exia Gundam there included with that. This thing I imagine is only like that big. Not very big considering it's only 1,500 yen. Usually those Cosmo Fleet Collection ships are usually more expensive than that, so this is actually quite cheap, so I imagine the size is very small. But I think if you're like, again, really space conscious on your shelf, or if you want to just like have this on your desk or something, it'd make a cool little thing. Unfortunately, again, it's P Bandai, but if you want it, you can get it. And then getting into some Exceed model head stuff. So there's a P Bandai Exceed model Char's Zaku 2 head with bust set. So this is coming out in March for 4,000 yen. So there's not other different versions of this one. They're only just doing the Char's Zaku 2 version of this. And it's just the normal Exceed head, but then you also have this new kind of torso part for that as well. And what's built into that is that this one actually comes with an LED for it, and it also has a sound gimmick built into it, so it's also going to make some sounds. I guess probably like the sound of like the mono eye lighting up, that kind of very iconic Zaku mono eye light sound. And I don't know what other kind of sounds, maybe it plays some music from the series or something possibly. But what I'm more interested in here is the Exceed Model Zaku Head Collection Volume 3. This is actually out this month, and I think I may have mentioned this in a past episode, but I don't remember, so I'm talking about this again. These are out this month for 500 yen each, so I'm hoping to be able to maybe buy a couple of these while I'm in Japan if I can find some. These are going to include the Zaku 2 8th MS Team version, a Zaku 2 Garma Zabi custom version, and then a Char's Zaku 2 the Origin version. So just very slight variations on those, basically just kind of the colors and the markings for the most part. And then there's also going to be one secret rare one as well. Usually every set they have a rare one as well, which is kind of like a clear color version or something like that. So while I wasn't really all that interested in these at first, I really enjoyed the one that I did. I just painted up. I don't know if you guys saw my build of that, I just did it in kind of like a teal color. It was actually a lot of fun, just a really small little fun kit to work on. So I actually quite like those quite a bit, so I might try to pick up a couple more while I'm in Japan. Then getting a little bit weirder, we have the P Bandai Bear Guy San PC cushion out in January for 5,800 yen. This is just a big plush Bear Guy San basically, and you can kind of use it to like lean on while you're doing your PC work, and it also has like its own like kind of keyboard pad, I guess, that you can kind of use like for your wrists, whatever, so you don't get that red wrist. But that's it for all that stuff. Now we can finally get into the model kits. So we got a bunch of P Bandai model kits to go through here first. So the first thing is the P Bandai Master Grade Wing Gundam 0 plus Drezwerg kit special coating version. So it's not just the regular Master Grade Wing Gundam 0 plus the Drezwerg rifle parts, but it's also special coating, so it's kind of like metallic-y looking. This is going to be out in January for 10,000 yen. It's not cheap, considering that's like double the price of what just the standard kit is if you just buy it by itself. It's quite a lot, but that's how they usually tend to go for these special coating versions, and this is also obviously including the new parts for the Drezwerg rifles. Also, assuming this includes some kind of stand part for that, kind of like with the RGHD, the 1/144 scale version of those Drezwerg rifle parts included a little stand for that. I'm assuming this one will as well, just because it's just too heavy. That MG kit already by itself has trouble holding the rifles as they are, so with the addition of adding a whole bunch more parts onto that, it's just going to be impossible without any sort of supplementary stand for that. So, and speaking of special coating, the next thing is a P Bandai Master Grade Providence Gundam special coating version. This one also much more expensive because this is coming out in January as well for 12,000 yen. So over $100 for that, and especially if you're getting it through a proxy service, well over $100, probably looking at more closer to $150 for that. But this is the limited version, or what did they call it, like the deluxe version or something. This was the version of the Master Grade kit that also included the effect parts. So I think that base kit was something like around $80 maybe. So $120 for the special coating version, I guess makes sense to Bandai anyway. But the one that's really got me excited here is the P Bandai Master Grade High Mobility Type Gelgoog Uma Lightning custom version. So this looks amazing. The Master Grade 2.0 Gelgoog is already a really super fun kit. I recently, not too long ago, built the Gelgoog Cannon. It's also just kind of a variation design of the Gelgoog 2.0 Master Grade kit, and so I'm really looking forward to this one. It looks awesome. Love that like MSV Yuma Lightning color scheme on that as well. This one also coming out in January for 5,500 yen, so again, not that much more than just the standard Gelgoog 2.0 kit. Again, that's just comparing the list price. I think it's important to remember for you guys, those of you who really like to complain a lot about P Bandai and really hate P Bandai. I totally understand that P Bandai kits are expensive, but the price of P Bandai kits from Bandai is not that expensive actually. It's the price that you have to pay to get them from the third-party sellers and proxy services and proxy sellers, everything like that. those are the people who jack up the prices. So if you want to be angry about P Bandai kits, don't be angry at Bandai. I guess you could say you can be angry at Bandai for choosing to make them P Bandai premium kits instead of just normal releases. But as far as the pricing goes, it's the other sellers actually who are the culprits of jacking up the prices on those. But anyway, as for the high mobility type Gelgoog, I'm really hoping that they do a few more of these like they've been doing with the MSV Ace Pilot Log, kind of the different variations that they've been doing of the Master Grade high mobility type Zaku 2 that have been coming out. They did like the Eric Mansfield version and the Uma Lightning version and Gabby Hazard version, all those different ones. I ended up picking up a few of those, and I would definitely pick up a few if they did a few different color variation like MSV versions of high mobility type Gelgoog as well. It's a really cool design, and gotta love that MSV look, right? Next thing, we have a couple of variations of the Master Grade Double Zeta Gundam Verka that just recently came out. Actually, one variation, but a couple of different options. So these are both P Bandai Master Grade Enhanced Double Zeta Gundam Verka. So this is coming out at the end of this year, December, for 8,000 yen. So this is the full kit. Plus the parts to turn it into the enhanced Double Zeta. It's a very slight difference. It's actually really hard to notice if you don't know exactly what you're looking for. Basically, some parts are elongated. The shoulder armor is a little bit longer. The front skirts are a little bit longer. The missile pods on the backpack are a little bit longer. The wings on the backpack a little bit longer. And the whole thing is slightly different color. The whole thing has a little bit more of a green color cast to it, so it's a little bit more accurate kind of to how it traditionally looks in the anime. But then you can also get the P Bandai Master Grade Enhanced Double Zeta Gundam Verka parts set. So this is just the new parts for that. So you don't have to buy the whole kit again. Maybe if you already got the kit, you can get this part set, which is just the parts to turn it into the Enhanced Double Zeta. So the part set is only going to run you 2,000 yen, much less. And then this set is molded in the exact same colors as the standard kit. So if you're going to be using this on the kit that you already bought separately, the colors will match, so it won't be like mixed matched colors. They basically did the exact same thing previously for releasing the heavy weapons parts for the Master Grade New Gundam Verka. They sold it as like a whole kit set or just the part set by itself, and slightly different colors for those. So anyway, there is a P Bandai RG 00 Gundam 7 Swords G Inspection Colors version coming out in December as well for 3,500 yen. So I think the 7 Swords G was already previously a P Bandai kit, but this one is inspection color, so it's a different color variation of that. And that really cool, I might say. That red and white color scheme is quite interesting. I like that a lot. But as far as I know, there's no new parts included for this compared to just the regular 7 Swords G kit that had, again, been previously released. And then the other P Bandai RG is the 00 Quanta Transam mode gloss injection version. This one is also out in December for 2,700 yen. So I think the real grade 00 kits in Transam mode, so they're kind of they're metallic gloss injected. I actually think those look really nice because the metallic gloss injection in those, actually that color actually looks quite good. Don't really like it so much for the HG versions, but in the RG line I actually think they look quite nice because they have the different color tone differences in the parts, like kind of RG style. It looks a lot better in RG. And also the clear green parts are in that really bright fluorescent green color, and they look quite nice. So I have that 00 Riser RG kit, and I like it quite a lot. I don't think I'll buy this one. I did like this kit quite a lot. The RG Quanta is a really nice kit, so if you haven't got one and you like the look of this, I would definitely recommend getting it. Bandai is also re-releasing a bunch of the previous P Bandai versions. So I think the P Bandai versions of the Transam Exia, the Transam 00 Riser, and one more, I don't remember offhand, but yeah, they're re-releasing some of those. As they do, they often re-release those, but especially because it's the 10th anniversary of 00, they're re-releasing some of those other P Bandai RG kits as well. Another one that I'm really super excited for is the P Bandai HGUC Ewok Jagan, coming out in February for 3,000 yen. Love the look of these like Ewok kits. Ewok. I don't know. Again, sorry for the pronunciation, but I love the look of these kits. If I had to choose, like my favorite would probably be the Ewok Nero. And I've still got fingers crossed that in an ideal world, what we would get is a Master Grade Nero, but probably more likely it would be a RE100 Nero. Either way, I would love that, and then they would make a P Bandai version of that. That would be an Ewok version. That would be a dream come true, but this HGUC version of the Jagan is definitely going to be really nice as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. Definitely going to be picking up one of those as well. There's also the P Bandai HG The Origin MSD Zaku Cannon Test Type out in end of this year, December, for 2,100 yen. Really love this one as well. We're getting the HG Zaku Half Cannon out as a standard release, and then the just regular Zaku Cannon Test Type is going to be the P Bandai. Loving both of those. They both look super awesome. Looking forward to this kit release as well. And then there's also going to be another variation of the Atlas Gundam, a P Bandai HG Atlas Gundam Thunderbolt Bandit Flower version. So basically what this is that it comes out with a new railgun and a new blade shield. So it has a little bit different railgun. It's a little bit differently shaped, and then the blade shield is also slightly different. It has just like two blades on the side instead of like a bunch of them. But the other little added bonus is that this also comes with water slide decals. So it's quite rare to get a P Bandai HG kit that does come with water slide decals, so that'll be nice. I don't know exactly how much is going to be in there. Well, actually, I guess we do have the image of that. It's a fair amount, but it's really not too much different from this. This is the Gundam Bandai's Gundam Decal Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt Multi-Use set. This is number 114 in Bandai's decal. I actually just got this in today, so you guys will see this in a Gunpla delivery video, probably after this video. Anyway, the decal set that comes with this P Bandai kit looks very similar, just very slightly different from what is on this decal sheet. But if you like the look of those different versions of the weapons, this is out in January for 2,400 yen. A few more here. There's P Bandai HD Build Fighters Rikdo Gyanko out in January for 2,700 yen. There's actually two here. There's the that one, and there's also the P Bandai HD Build Fighters Command Fumina, also out in January for a little bit less, so 2,500 yen. These are just variations, obviously, of the Hyper Gyanko and the winning Fumina kits, and really disappointed that this version of the Gyanko was a P Bandai kit, because I actually really would have preferred this one rather than the Gyan version. I like this Rikdam version. It looks a lot more cool. As far as the Command Fumina, I'm just really not too into that much at all. If you were like really a big fan of the Command Gundam, I think, and some people I know are like a fan of that. It does look interesting, and again, I think it looks better than just the winning Fumina, Star Winning Fumina, what was it? I passed on reviewing that kit, so I don't know, but it does look better than the standard release kit. I think for both of these, they look better than the standard release kit, unfortunately. But that's just how Bandai likes to do us sometimes. But there is also a P Bandai HD Build Fighters Jinx 4 type GBF type Gundam Build Fighters, February for 2,000 yen. So this one, another kit that I've been seeing a lot of people raging about, because people have been wanting a Jinx 4 for a long time, and this is now coming out as a P Bandai kit. So it is in the Gundam Build Fighters like colors from a recent episode of Battlelog, but really like this. I think it'll go really good with the other kit, the Striker Jinx, which I'll talk more about here in a minute. So I'm definitely thinking about picking up this one, because again, I think they'll make a nice set. And then finally, the last of the P Bandai is a P Bandai SD Legend BB Gundam Mark II Daishogun Super Steel version. So this is yet another version of the Mark III Daishogun. It's just got like more plating and stuff on it. This one's out in December for 4,500 yen. 45 bucks is pretty steep for an SD kit, but considering it's P Bandai and got a lot more plating on it and everything, I guess that's where that's coming from anyway. And special coating. This is basically like a plated / special coating version of that kit. So as we've seen with the other master grade kits, the special coating versions usually tend to be quite a bit more expensive. And now finally we can get into just the standard release stuff that's coming out. So the first thing is maybe not too new to many people, but it is a very big point of news, but I wasn't here last month, so couldn't talk about this before. So I'm going to talk about it now. It's the big Perfect Grade announcement. So of course we got the announcement of the Perfect Grade Gundam Exia. It's going to be available in 2 different versions. I really like the look of this. Like we talked about on last weekend's episode of Gunpla Talk, we talked about this a little bit, and basically what I said there is just that I really like the look of this. I'm actually not that big of a fan of the Exia in general, but I really love the look of the proportions and all the details, everything on this. I love the fact that they're incorporating a lot more armor opening gimmicks into this again as well. We didn't really see that as much with the Perfect Grade Unicorn. I mean, it doesn't have like a lot of open hatch gimmicks, but it obviously had the full transformation, so it's similar. But I love the look on these PG kits where they have a lot of the open hatch gimmicks on them, kind of like the older PG kits had. So I love they're bringing that back, and the LEDs on this thing look really cool. The unfortunate thing is that the full lighting model version, which is the set that comes with the LED set. Very expensive. And the price difference between the lighting model and the regular edition is quite large. So you can get just the regular version without any LEDs or anything. That is going to be 18,000 yen, so $180, give or take. But then if you want the lighting model with all the LEDs and everything, that one is going to cost you 32,000 yen, so $300 or more. So again, as I talked about on Gunpla News, I'm really wondering if they're ever going to be selling the LED set on its own, because for people who maybe can't afford the full set at first, or just think maybe you're not really that interested in the LED set, maybe I don't need that. You just want just the base kit and you buy that, but then later on you decide you want to have the full LED version. You can't buy the LED set just by itself. I'm sure some Chinese company will make a bootleg knockoff of it probably, but if you already have just the base kit and then later on decide you want the LED version, then you have to buy the whole kit again. So I don't know what Bandai will actually end up doing with that. I haven't heard, but hopefully they sort something out and make that available. It could also end up being that the LED unit, the LED set for that could end up being a P Bandai thing. I think that would at least make it available, but it wouldn't really make it that available. Wouldn't really be all that helpful. But anyway, the kit looks amazing, so I'm really looking forward to that. I will be getting that kit and reviewing it for you guys as soon as possible once I get it. Like with the other Bandai new release stuff, I'm getting that with the help of USA Gundam Store, so big thank you to them. They're hooking me up with the full lighting version, so that's awesome. I really am looking forward to just checking that out. It looks so cool. If you guys haven't seen like actual videos of that, I mean, I'm sure we've all seen pictures, but if you haven't, I would really recommend finding some video of that, because if you see like the LEDs actually like on video, they look so much better. The pictures don't do it justice. The LED sequencing of that and everything, it looks so cool. I'm sure if you're like one of those guys who's like a whiz with doing LED work, you can probably do all that yourself, but for me, I'm not at all. So to have all that, already built into the Gundam and be able to do that, it's going to look really awesome. Of course, we can assume that it's only going to be a matter of time before we start seeing some variations of that. I think most likely, of course, there's going to be a Trans Am version, whether it ends up being like a Trans Am clear or just plain like gloss injected Trans Am or something. Don't know how they're going to do that, but there's obviously, of course, going to be variations of this kit coming out later on down the line. Whether they come out as Expo exclusives or P Bandai exclusives or retail releases, I kind of doubt it, but it could be possible. Would love to see a Perfect Grade Astrea of this, Perfect Grade Astrea version of that. That would be awesome. I kind of doubt that. It's probably not as likely. But hey, my fingers are crossed. Again, maybe some third-party company or some bootleg company will end up making that. If Bandai doesn't, and I could get a kind of bootleg third-party Perfect Grade Astrea version of that kit, I'd probably buy it. But if Bandai makes it first, I will buy the official one. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay, and then our big 200, the next Master Grade is going to be Master Grade number 200, so Bandai's got something really special up their sleeves, right? Let's see what is going to be the next Master Grade. The big number 200 is going to be the GM Command? What? Okay. This is a variation of the kit that we got out this past January, the GM Sniper 2, and it's the GM Command. It may not be special, but I'm sure it'll be a great kit. Yeah, mixed feelings about this. I mean, if you're not keeping track of the numbering of the kits, which it really doesn't matter what number the kit is, it's just the fact that it's the 200th kit really doesn't mean anything at all in the Master Grade line. So is this kit going to be a really nice kit? Yes. Is it a very welcome kit that people will be really super excited about because then now you can make all sorts of different variations of the GM Command? Yes. Will this probably lead to a P Bandai Cold Districts type Master Grade GM? Yes. Is it something big and exciting for the number 200 release? No, not really. So again, that doesn't matter at all, but I just thought that, at least for Bandai's sake, I mean, for me as a consumer, I don't care. They're putting out a good product, fine, cool. But they kind of made a big to-do out of like the number 100 releasing the Master Grade Turn A Gundam as the big 100 release. I guess, like in retrospect, that's not like the most crazy thing, but it was like a super nice kit and really unique in the fact that it was the first Master Grade from the Turn A series. Of course, it makes sense that it would be the Turn A Gundam. But I just want to pause from my disdain for a minute because I figured it out. Here's what Bandai does, and it's no big secret. I mean, I kind of knew this already, but I don't really know why it kind of took me a while to really kind of pay attention to this. When it comes to Bandai's releases, there's no pattern. You really can't predict anything. It's just all over the place. Like this year, it was the 10th anniversary of 00, so you knew probably they were going to do something special for 00, but we really didn't know what. Some people were wanting some new master grades of the other lead Gundams or other things, but and then we kind of didn't really get anything for a while until like right at the end of the year here. Now we're getting the PG Exia. But my point is that Bandai is very unpredictable, but one thing that we can, I think, predict is that when they do stuff like this, where they're releasing the Sniper Custom and then the GM Command, both kits that are just variations of a master grade kit that was already previously released. So that really doesn't take Bandai much time, money, or effort to make these master grade kits, because they've already got the majority of the kit already there, and then they just have to make kind of the new parts for that, new box art and everything, which is kind of like the last step in their production process. So at times like this, when Bandai is releasing kits that for us as the consumers seem like kind of lazy, like Bandai's not putting any effort into these kits, like they're just kind of you know, a little bit variation and here you go, like that, out the door. Obviously to us that seems like it's a little bit lackluster, a little bit disappointing. Like we wanted something, you know, every time we want something really big and exciting and cool and amazing and something we've been wanting for a long time. But Bandai can't do that with every single release. Obviously they have to it kind of goes in waves, right? So Bandai is a company that has limited resources, limited time, limited staff. It's a really big company, but they can only do so much, right? So they just released the Perfect Grade Millennium Falcon. That was a huge kit. They've got the Perfect Grade Exia that's coming out. So they've had obviously a lot of their resources, I'm sure, dedicated to those Perfect Grade releases. And so while they're planning those, they have fewer resources to work on the Master Grade line. So that's why we get these Master Grades like the GM Sniper Custom and the GM Command. But, you know, now that the Falcon is out and the Exia is coming out very soon, now they can, you know, put more resources back into the Master Grade line. And so what that probably means is what the next Master Grade after that will probably be something bigger and more exciting. So basically my point is that when we get releases like this that are a little bit lackluster, you can't get too depressed about it, because it just means that Bandai is working on something bigger and better for the next kit. Like there's always going to be the next kit, and if this one is seeming a little bit lazy, that just means that the next one is going to be better. So, you know, as far as these kits go, you know, buy it or don't. But we can just kind of take some comfort in knowing the fact that I'm sure whatever they're working on is something really cool and big for the next Master Grade kit, probably. Anyway, sorry for that derailment, but let's get back to the kit releases. We did also have a new announcement for a new RE100 kit, so this is awesome. It's the Gun Cannon Detector EFF version, as seen in the Torrington battle scene in Gundam Unicorn. This is going to be out in February for 4,000 yen. There is also the red version of the Gun Cannon Detector. It's kind of the Karaba version of it. I'm assuming that will probably be coming out as a P-Bandai kit. No news about that yet, but I can probably safely assume that. But anyway, this looks cool. I really like the RE line, as you guys know, and so I'm looking forward to this release. I'm just glad that the RE line is still going. I was really worried that because of how slow the RE kits come out, they come out just a couple kits a year. I'm always wondering, oh, is the RE line dead? Is the RE line dead? Was this the last RE kit? Because we don't get news for a long time. What's the next RE kit? And then finally we get the news, and it's a sigh of relief every time, like, oh, the RE line is still going to be around for a while. And then a couple of HG kits here. HG, the Origin Action Zaku, Cassilia Zabi color version there here. So this is coming out in January for 1,900 yen. Man, Bandai really knows how to get me with these Zaku variations in the Origin line. To be fair, this one is not really so much of a variation. This is almost an entirely new kit, it looks like, for this version of the Origin Zaku. And it looks super cool. I'm really looking forward to this. The gun is a little bit but in general, it's a really cool looking variation on the Zaku, and the Origin line of different Zaku variations and everything are all really nice quality kits, so I'm sure it'll be cool. And of course, that black color scheme just looks really awesome as well. And then the HG Build Fighters Striker Jinx. So this one as well, I'm super excited for. I was really excited to see this is going to be a standard release and not a P-Bandai kit. At first when I saw it, I was thinking, oh, well, it's just a P-Bandai kit, obviously. But then I saw that it was not a P-Bandai kit. Whoa! So that's pretty awesome. This is going to be out in January for 2,000 yen. Really cool design. Love the weapons on that. Love the different like extra armor and everything on that. It's really cool looking, so I'm really excited for that for sure. And so like I was saying, I think this will look really good with the P-Bandai Jinx 4. It's also coming out, so definitely want to get a set of those. Now to wrap up all the announcements here, there's some new revived models of the BB Senshi Sangokuden line of kits, so to celebrate the 10th anniversary of BB Senshi. So I'll just kind of go through these here. I'm not sure offhand if these are just kind of like just new versions of previously released kits, or these BB Senshi kits is something that I don't pay any attention to at all. But these are all coming out in February, so there's just going to be a huge wave of SD BB Senshi Sangokuden kits out in February. Here there is the Sangokuden Kosin, Gyan, and Troops set for 1,300 yen. There's also the Kogai Goof out for 1,000 yen for that, and the Yuan Shu Zissa for 1,000 yen. I'm probably going to butcher most of these names, so apologies. There's also the Diao Chan Kubile and General's Palanquin out for 1,000 yen. Very interesting take on the Kubile for sure. The Dongzhou Zaku 1 and Troops for 1,300 yen. So those little troop figures are quite interesting. There's also the Gongsun Zan Easy 8 for 1,600 yen. A little bit more expensive for that one. That one also comes with like that big kind of effect part thing for that. And finally, the Ashimer Kaku and Ashtaron Siege Attack set. So this is a kind of larger set of stuff there for 2,900 yen. So 25-30 bucks for that larger set of that stuff. So again, that's not really anything that I'm particularly interested in, but if you guys like that kind of style of BB Senshi kits, those will all be hitting the shelves in February. Alright, so let's get into the updates. So there isn't really a whole lot of stuff. There is, but some of this stuff is updates on some figures or non-Gunpla things. Some of that stuff I'm just going to skip over because we didn't get any kind of new information about that. So just because of the fact that this video is already insanely long, I'll just only tell you guys kind of the main highlights here. Things that we did get actually some new information about or new photos or something. So there's the Action Base 4 and 5 that are going to be coming out in December. So new Action Base is always exciting. Again, these will be cool. Looking forward to checking these out, trying them out. The Action Base 4, they're both available in clear and in black for now. I'm sure we'll probably be getting different color variations as well later. There's also going to be, I think, a blue version is going to be sold at the Gundam base in Tokyo there as well. The Action Base 4 is going to be 600 yen, and the Action Base 5 is going to be 500 yen. The Action Base 4 has more parts into it, so that's a little bit more expensive. There is the Metal Build 00 Quanta that's going to be out in December for 27,000 yen. So very expensive, but again, looks like a really cool design of the Quanta there. As well as a Metal Build GN Sword 2 Blaster set coming out in January for 3,500 yen. That is for use with the Metal Build O Gundam. There's the next Gundam fixed figuration, Metal Composite, is the Wing Zero Custom EW out in February for 27,000 yen. Really super expensive, but that's a super nice design of the Wing Zero Custom for sure. I definitely like that quite a lot. It looks really good, but man, is it expensive. There's also the P Bandai Metal Robot Damashi XS Gundam Task Force Alpha version. Doesn't look quite as nice as the XS figure that came out last year. But this one is going to be coming out in December for 17,000 yen. And a couple of new Robot Damashi version anime figures coming out. There's the Robot Damashi GM Sniper Custom version anime out in December for 5,500 yen. And then also the Robot Damashi Zaku Mine Layer version anime out in February for 5,500 yen as well. Finally out this month in November is the Next Edge style Phantom Gundam from Gundam Crossbone, obviously. That's out this month for 3,600 yen. I really like the look of that, but I'm still holding out. Hopefully Bandai will make an actual model kit of that someday. The next after that in the Next Edge line is going to be the XS Gundam, but still haven't seen any new information about that yet. The Mobile Suit Ensemble Set 4 is also out this month for 500 yen each. That's the new Gundam, the heavy weapons system parts for that, the Camphor, the Woundwort, and then also a fin funnel and Camphor set that has parts for, obviously, fin funnels for the new, and then weapons for the Camphor as well for that. There's also going to be the P Bandai Mobile Suit Ensemble Gundam TR6 Woundwort and a Dandelion 2 set. So just the regular Woundwort you can get, just kind of standard, but this version of the Woundwort that's also coming with the Dandelion 2 is going to be out in January for 7,800 100 yen, so 75, 70, $80 for that. And it's a P-Bandai item, so probably more, probably closer to $100 what you're going to end up paying for that after all is said and done. It's really cool, and I highly doubt we're ever going to get any other sort of kit version of this, but it's just too expensive for me. We have the Gundam Converge EX19 Devil Gundam out in December for 3,200 yen. Really looking forward to that. I'm a big fan of G Gundam, and this Converge version of the Devil Gundam, again, will be more than suffice until we ever get a newer proper model kit. There is an older model kit of the Devil Gundam, but it'd be nice to get a new model kit of that. But for like larger designs like that, I like just the small little Converge figure. This one will be a little bit bigger. It'll be probably something like that. But 30 bucks for a nice Converge figure, that's fine by me. I'm looking forward to that. There is also going to be the P-Bandai Gundam Converge Core God Gundam Hyper Mode. So the God Gundam just came out recently, just the regular Converge figure, but there's also going to be this version in Hyper Mode that you can get as a P-Bandai item in December for 2,000 yen. So this comes with the gold Hyper Mode Gundam, but it also does come with parts for the opened backpack for just the standard figure as well. So they're just not gold. So if you did have that and you wanted the opened backpack, you can get those parts with this set as well, which is pretty nice. And the only P-Bandai model kit to talk about here is the P-Bandai HD Build Fighters Psycho Gym out in December for 6,000 yen. So basically just the HD UC Psycho Gundam with a new kind of Quell-looking GM head for it. And it's all in red, obviously. Okay, then just our standard release stuff that's on the way is the Master Grade Gym Sniper Custom. It's going to be out this month. Most of the stuff is coming out this month, actually, and then a couple of things in December. But as far as like what we've got on the books currently, there's really not a whole lot coming out in December. I think it's basically just like the perfect grade Exia, and then just like a couple little small things. So, and next we got the real grade Johnny Ridden's High Mobility Type Zaku 2. So as much as everybody loves Johnny Ridden's High Mobility Type Zaku 2 as a design, I much prefer the Master Grade myself. I'm really not all that excited about this real grade kit because it's just based off of the real grade Zaku 2, which is a fine enough real grade. But the Master Grade 2.0 kit is just so much better, I think, in pretty much every way. The real grade's cheaper, of course, but I just much prefer the look of the Master Grade. It's just, I think, just better quality and just looks nicer in general. This is also, I guess, smaller scale, so again, if you're worried about space on your shelf, a 1/44 scale kit takes up less space. But anyway, that'll be out later this month for 3,000 yen. There's also the HG, the Origin MSD Zaku Half Cannon, also out later this month for 1,800 yen. Really looking forward to that. It's cool that it has the option of a different backpack, whether you want just the standard kind of cannon on the backpack, or it also has the Gatling gun parts for the backpack as well, so a nice option to have for that. Also the HGUC Blue Destiny Unit 2 exam out in this month for 1,600 yen. Again, just a variation of the Blue Destiny Unit 1. It has a few different parts on that, different backpack, different weapon. It has the kind of the beam rifle from the 8th MS team. A super solid kit, but personally not really my favorite when it comes to the design. But one I am definitely looking a little bit more forward to is the HD Build Fighters Cherubim Gundam Saga Type GBF. Also out later this month for 1,800 yen. Straight out of the box, I think it doesn't look that great just in terms of the colors. The colors definitely look a little bit plain right out of the box. But with a nice paint job to that, I think it could look really cool. I really like the look of the new weapons for that, how they're kind of like based on kind of like real life, like assault type weapons, but all like 00 GN style. So that'll be a fun kit, I think. And then there's also the HD Build Custom 24th Century Weapons set. So this is basically kind of like the weapons of that kit, maybe plus 1 or 2 new things in there as well. Out later this month as well for 600 yen. So also looks like a nice weapon set because it's like I said, I like the look of those weapons. So this will allow you to buy those weapons just by themselves to use with other kits or something if you want. And then there's a new Petite Guy, HG 00 Pilot Petite Guy and a Placard series. So there's a couple of them coming out, a bunch of them. And these are going to be out in December for 500 yen each, just based on the 00 Gundam pilots, basically. And the last thing here is the SD Legend BB Musha Gundam Mark III, out this month for 1,300 yen. I won't be getting this and reviewing it for you guys. It's basically pretty much just the same thing as what came in the Mark III Daishogun. Just if you take off the armor, the extra armor on that, it's just kind of like the main SD mobile suit inside. That was a really nice SD kit, so I can definitely recommend this if you're interested in my recommendation or not. it is really nice, but I won't be reviewing that one, considering I pretty much already reviewed it. Alright, so let's very briefly just talk here about third-party releases. One thing that I think I hadn't talked about in any previous videos was the release of the Sun Toys Evangelion Unit 1 kit. Sun Toys previously released their kind of like SD/MG version of the ARC 782. I didn't get that kit, but I'd heard from people that it was pretty nice. So they were also doing this SD/MG, well, it's just kind of a half SD kind of version of the Eva Unit 1. I love Evangelion, and it looks like a pretty cool design, so I wanted to check this kit out. So I did actually I already have that kit, and I will be reviewing it for you guys, but I think because I don't think I talked about this kit previously, I just wanted to mention it briefly in this video, but you will see my full review of that kit very soon. Another thing is a 1/72nd scale Pro strike launcher and sword equipment from Poison Toys. So really don't know too much about this, actually, to be honest. I've just seen some photos of it, and you can see here. So whether this is, I think this is like actually like something that's actually like already pre-built. I don't know if this is actually like a kit or something, but considering it's 1/72nd scale, that's kind of odd, because it wouldn't really be the right size for either the master grade or the perfect grade. So I don't really know anything about that. If you guys know anything, if you guys know any more information about that set, maybe let me know. But last I've seen, there wasn't really too much information about it. I just wanted to show you guys some photos because it does look pretty cool, but at the moment I don't really know a whole lot about that. And the last thing that I'll mention for third-party news is just simply that Dragon Momoko, after their kind of debacle of whether they're getting shut down or not, or who really knows, but apparently they're fine, and they will be continuing their production business. And I guess just their Astray Blue Frame D, or not Blue Frame D, sorry, second L. That kit was just temporarily delayed, but it is still coming out apparently. So apparently Dragon Momoko is fine, for anyone who was wondering. And that's not like really big news, as I think that has been known probably for a couple weeks, but I just couldn't talk about it before. So I'm just talking about it now. But let's wrap up this episode with some features. So features this month, I've got 4 different feature kits I want to show you guys to talk about. Here, the first one is a perfect grade Gundam Astray Blue Frame custom build by Soju2562. So this is a Korean builder here. This perfect grade Astray Blue Frame was a P Bandai kit. So basically it's just in blue, and it has the bazooka there with that as well. Really cool design of the bazooka. But what I really love about this kit is just the colors, and the detail on everything is really nice. Looks like he used a little bit of a fluorescent blue for that, and just the color of that looks really nice. All the little details, he did like add some little details here and there. It just looks so sharp and crisp everywhere. Super clean build and really beautiful looking. This PG kit is really nice, and I think he really made it shine with this work he's done on it. I think it's kind of like just right in that sweet spot of details where like anything more is a little bit too detailed for me, because like I'm including the decals in there, like waterside decals in that as well, because it's got a fair amount of waterside decals on there, but it's kind of like right in the sweet spot where there's a lot everywhere, but it's not too much yet, but it's almost to that point. So it's a really beautiful build, and it definitely makes me want to paint my perfect grade Astray. One thing it looks like he didn't paint though is the hands, which is I guess kind of understandable. It wouldn't be the easiest thing to paint for sure, because the way they're molded, how it's like white, blue, white on all the fingers, and it's kind of, it would be very complicated to mask those and having to paint that. And because they're fully articulated, it's just kind of hard to paint those. That's one reason why I don't really like fully articulated hands, whether it be on perfect grades or master grades either. They're just harder to paint. In this build, I think you don't really notice that unless you really look at it. I think your eyes are drawn much more to how beautiful everything else looks. So I don't think it's too bad. Looks like he's also used some photo etch parts on here probably as well. So a little bit of detailing up by just adding little bits here and there make this a really beautiful build. Again, for all of these feature builds that I'm going to show you guys today, there's links down below to see on their websites where you can see some more photos in higher quality and everything. So I would definitely recommend checking those out. Next one is a master grade Zaku Cannon Desert Type custom build by takechako. And this is from Modelers G, so you can check the link for that down below. Again, it's just a customized version of the Master Grade Zaku Cannon. Really fantastic kit. Love that kit a lot and love this version of it. Again, really cool MSV design of that. Colors are really nice. I love the white striping on the chest and on the shoulders, on the front skirts there as well, or like side skirts, I guess. Also giving it that Dom bazooka, which looks really cool on there as well, and the Stormfrost grenade and everything. So just like little variations to like the weapons loadout and everything like that can really do a lot to make a kit look different and cool. I also like what he's done with the piping on that, with the piping going around the chest and on the legs. See, that looks like probably some other kind of piping that's not meant for plastic model kits, but he's utilized it well. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it looks great. Anyway, I like this quite a bit, and it's there is some like metallic paint in there, which I'm usually not really that big of a fan of metallic parts, metallic painting parts, and like metallic frame. But this is like right at that kind of sweet spot again, I think, where it's like just a little bit, just you can see just some bits of metallic here and there. That really kind of changes the kit kind of a lot for me, because if you have a kit like this that didn't have any metallic, like shiny metallic bits on it anywhere, it just would look different than something like this that does have little bits of metallic paint on there. I can't really know how to describe it. I almost want to say that like without any metallic bits on there, it looks more realistic. It's not really that, because I don't really think like these plastic model kits of giant robots ever really look realistic, because they're giant robots. But hopefully you guys get what I mean. I think even if just a little bit can change the look a lot, at least in my eyes. I don't know, maybe I'm just talking weird. This next kit here I really love. This is the HG Cold District Type Jim custom build by this Chinese name. I don't know how to read that or say it, sorry. But again, the link is down below. So basically he's taken a high-grade build fighter's Jim and some parts of the Cold District Type Jim and done other customizing to that and made this really awesome build. I love this build, and I would really recommend checking the link down below. You can see some more of the work in progress photos as well, and comparison photos of like the stock kit to what he did to the kit, where you can really see the difference in what he did. Really cool. This just looks really awesome. I love this so much, and especially the decals on it as well. The decals are really cool. I think it's one thing, I don't even know, either I've rarely seen this before or I've never seen it before, but it's definitely something really unique where he's taken like the decal of like the block number, like the 05. There's like the block number there, and then in gray, and then the outline in bright orange is like offset to that. It's a super cool look. I'm probably gonna end up copying that sometime later because I love it so much, but it's a really good idea. Just I love the sharpness, the cleanness to this. Again, the colors are great. It's all just kind of like grayscaled mostly, but it looks awesome. That's kind of how the GM Cold District Type looks. Fantastic modifications to this. It just looks so good, and it's just yet another example of how amazing and versatile that HG Jim kit is. If you haven't got one of those yet, you really need to get one of those, or 2 or 3 or 5. Use them for customs. As you guys know, I'm currently using mine for customizing with the Tristan, but I'm sure I'll be buying another one of them at some point or another. Really fun kits to work with and to modify and change into other cool stuff. So this is a great example of that. I love this build a lot. And the last thing here is a Master Grade Gundam Exia Dark Matter Infinite Dimension version, custom build by Lyang. So he's got the Infinite Dimension dress-up kit for the Master Grade Gundam Exia Dark Matter, and that's what we're looking at here. It's a really cool dress-up kit. As you guys know, it's another project that I've started and that I'm going to be working on more here in the near future, is the Infinite Dimension dress-up kit for the Sazabi Verka. But I also kind of would like to get this set as well sometime later if I can, because I like the changes that this makes to the Exia Dark Matter as well. Really cool design. And so as far as this goes, it's just a really nice, clean build of that set. So I just wanted to kind of show this to you guys. I know our friend Dave, the Gunpla Meister, previously the Gunpla Meister, he's changed his channel name. It's now Dave's World. But he got this resin set recently, and he did a couple of videos just kind of introducing the set. And so I think he's going to be working on that. So if you want to see more like work in progress of this set, as far as I know, I think Dave will be working on that. So you can check out his channel, I suppose. Hopefully we see some more videos of Dave working on that. I know at least I personally would like to see that because, like I said, I like the look of this set. Yeah, it's just a really nice build. I like the different color tones of red that he's got there as well. It's a really slight variation, so I like that when using like different tones like what we usually see in like real grade kits and things like that. If it's too stark a difference, it just doesn't look good to me personally, but this is a really slight differences in the like in the gray as well. Like it's a really like black and then like a really dark gray, so you can see just a little bit of difference there, and then in the reds there's a couple different tones of red there as well. So a really nice fine painting on there. The decals just really pop on there, just little bits of white decals. Just nice, sharp, pretty kit. So awesome. Check those out in the description down below. Thank you guys for hanging out. I know it's been a really long episode, so hopefully you guys were like working on something while listening or doing something like that. So I've got a super mega hyper extreme Gunpla delivery video that I've got probably coming up for you guys next, where I got like a bunch of different packages over the course of like 2 weeks. So I just kind of compiling that all into one Gunpla delivery video. So that'll be coming up next. And then again, from everything that was in those boxes, I've got a lot of stuff to work on. So, and also preparing to go to Japan at the end of this month. So a lot of things to do. Sorry this episode was a little bit late coming, but hopefully it was some useful information for you guys. As always, thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. See you next time.